Hi, I'm Crystal Tomlinson, Senior Client Relations Manager in the Book Publishing Department at Wave Media Group Limited. We are a boutique company that's focused on helping people make waves by amplifying their voice in the various markets that they serve and bringing value to the people who they want to serve. One of the ways we help to do that is by helping our clients to become published authors. But that can be a very scary encounter, a scary undertaking, especially if you've never written a book before and you don't know anybody else who's ever written and successfully published their own book. So in this video, I wanted to help you determine if what you are feeling as you hesitate, struggle, procrastinate your way through the book writing process. I wanted to help you determine whether or not you were experiencing writer's block or imposter syndrome and get you started in the process of writing or completing what you started to write, publishing, and making money from your book. Now, I am an author. One of my books is actually showing in the frame, Kill Fear, The Art of Courageous Living. And I've helped authors to get published. But we go from end to end inside our company. So from helping you to create a book outline that can lay out the framework for your book, to copy editing and helping you to make sure that you have a well-written manuscript, to the graphic and design work, your inside page layout, your book cover, spine and back cover, getting you set up for global distribution of your book, and sales and marketing campaigns to help you make waves and make money from the book that you've written. Now, UNESCO's latest statistics show that 2.2 million new books are published every year. And if we divide that by the 196 countries that are in the world, you're looking at about 11,000 books per country on average, if we're going to break it up that way. But when you look at the Caribbean region, for example, we are rated in terms of our pace and rate of annual books published in the 1 to 1,000 band, which means that the average potential for a country to write a book could be as high as 11,000 books each year. But the Caribbean is punching way below the possibilities with no more than 1,000 books written each year, between 1 and 1,000. I share that to say there is room for your book. If you think that there are too many books in the world, just remember every year, 2.2 million new books are published. And if you're operating from the Caribbean region, if you're a member of the Caribbean diaspora, I want you to know that there is even greater space there for you because the rate at which we are publishing books is well below our possibility and our capacity. So if you're thinking about writing a book and you've been thinking about it for weeks, months, or years, which is quite likely the case, and telling yourself that it is writer's block, I want you to understand what it is and what it is not so you can get started on your publishing journey. What is writer's block? So writer's block is an overwhelming feeling of being stuck in the writing process, being unable to start or unable to continue after you have started. Now, writer's block comes from several different things. It could be from apathy, can't find a creative spark. You don't know where to go, what's the angle for this next chapter, what's the angle for character development here. So you're feeling a little apathetic because you don't feel the energy, the creative energy required to get you started. It could also be emerging from anger. So maybe you have written something before, you didn't get excellent feedback, or maybe it went unnoticed or under-recognized by your peers. And that sense of anger at being overlooked makes you develop writer's block because you're not sure if anybody's going to notice and recognize what you write next. So again, that affects your creative process. Anxiety could also be a reason why we experience writer's block, feeling as though we are a failure as a writer. So not writing enough, not completing what you started to write, not writing a bestseller. Those things amplify anxiety and put the pressure on us as we begin to write a new or other story. And then, of course, the fear of comparison has been known to create writer's block. So if you are in a highly competitive space, you may be worried that as a nonfiction writer in a particular jurisdiction, when you write, they will compare you to this senior and superior author. And the fear of not measuring up blocks the creative juices. So if that sounds like what you're going through, then absolutely it is writer's block. And there are a series of writing exercises that we can coach you through as part of our book publishing program. So if you think you need help to break or overcome writer's block based on what we've shared with you as some of the possible causes, then you can always reach out to us and let us know. Or email, contact, and social media information will be in the description bar below. Now, if none of those things sound like what it is that's causing you to delay, procrastinate, fail to start, then let's consider whether or not it is imposter syndrome that is blocking you as a writer. What is imposter syndrome? Imposter syndrome is doubting your ability and feeling as though you are a fraud. You do not belong, this is not your space, and you are about to be quickly found out because you don't belong. So questions that you could find yourself asking include, who am I to be writing a book? Who will care about what I have to say? No one is going to spend any money on my thoughts because this is not for me. People like me don't do these things. So imposter syndrome actually emerges through a cycle. And what you're looking at on screen now is an example of that imposter syndrome cycle. So it begins with a new project or task. And then you begin to feel anxiety and so procrastinate or over prepare. So tell yourself that you need to research this topic a lot more. You need to dig a little deeper. You need to read some more. You need to get another certification. You need to get another degree. So the anxiety, procrastination, over preparation is part of that imposter syndrome cycle. Then you do the work, complete the project, and you feel a brief sense of relief and accomplishment. But that is brief, it's momentary, because imposter syndrome is coming again to make you rationalize why you are feeling that sense of relief or accomplishment, thinking that you were lucky to have gotten the opportunity. People are giving you good feedback and you're responding by rejecting the compliment and telling them somebody else would have done a better job, or it's not as good as they're making it out to be. In fact, you could also be helping them to find flaws with your work, and that diminishes your confidence in yourself. But the cycle continues, right? It feeds into itself infinitely. By doing that, you increase your self-doubt and the sense of anxiety and the feeling that you are a fraud. And so with a next project or task, you end up in the same cycle of anxiety, procrastination, over preparation. So you undervalue your own skill, you undervalue your own competence, you undervalue your own success by telling yourself that it is a mistake, you are lucky, people are going to find out that it's not as good as they thought it was going to be, or as good as they initially assessed it to be. And that reduces your ability to push through to your next project or your next task. So the sense of imposter syndrome doesn't have to emerge from writing, but you could be struggling with a sense of being an imposter, and that could be affecting you writing and getting published as an author. Now, there are three ways that imposter syndrome could show up primarily in us. One, as a perfectionist. So we give ourselves such high standards. Let's use book publishing as the perfect example. You tell yourself that in order to publish the book, it must be 300 pages long, or it must be 50,000 words. And so if you find yourself coming up short, it's less than 300 pages, it's less than 50,000 words, you use that failure to be perfect and to hit the target precisely to discount the 2,500 words that you've written, or the 25,000 words that you've written, the 250 pages that you've written. So that becomes nothing. It becomes inconsequential. It becomes insignificant. You are dissatisfied because you haven't gotten to the perfect goal. If that is what is causing you delay and pause in publishing your book, tell me in the comments. You've gotten to a particular point in the process, but you've set such a high target and a high goal that getting close to the goal still feels like immense failure. Another way imposter syndrome could be showing up for us is with the natural genius scenario or natural genius characteristic that we have. So if going through life, it's always been easy for you to be excellent. So naturally you have an ability to assimilate information, to recall it, especially on your tests, to get good grades, to outperform everybody else around you. That natural genius, when you come to writing a book and it requires you to prepare a little bit, to do some research, to need additional help and support, it challenges the view you have of yourself as a natural genius. And so what do? You don't write. Because it challenges that perception of self, you begin to feel like an imposter because I am a natural genius. And if this does not come natural to me, it means that it is not for me to do. This is directly related to an inability to apply a growth mindset and accept that even as a natural genius in other areas of your life, you can learn to get good, great, excellent, superior in other areas. And a third way that imposter syndrome could be showing up for you as you struggle to write your book is if you are a rugged individualist. So you believe that you are successful if you do it all on your own. If you need help to get it done, it means that it's not successful, because success means I did it on my own. Cue that Whitney Houston song. So it could be that the fact that writing the book challenges the natural genius in you means that you'll have to start and submit things that are imperfect and get feedback to outline some of the flaws, grammatical errors, corrections, book outline shifts. And it requires you getting help from other people. So you can write the book, perhaps, but you need creative help on how to lay it out. You need help to design your cover. You need help to get published, to get your book into global distribution networks. If you can't do it all by yourself, being completely a one-stop self-servicing station, it could be stopping you from writing your book. So which of these sounds like you? Is it the perfectionist? Is it the natural genius? Doesn't like the opportunity to learn because it feels like challenging the natural genius? The rugged individualist who believes that it's all on my shoulder. If I can't do it all by myself, it means I can't be successful at it, because one man, one woman show. Which one of these sound to you like the reason you have not yet started or completed what you've started by way of publishing your book? I'd love to hear from you in the comments. And if there's any issue that I may have missed that you feel blocks you as a writer or creates imposter syndrome for you, please drop it in the comments. If there's anything you'd want us to tackle in future videos as we share more with the tips, tools, and strategies you'll need to write, publish, market, and make money from your book, drop those suggested topics, issues, questions, problems in the comments below. We're looking forward to serving you, to helping you write that book so you can reach the audience that you would like to reach, serve the audience in a meaningful way, make waves with your book, and also make money as an author. Thanks again for watching, and remember to reach out to us via email, to follow us on social media for all the tips, tools, and tricks that we will share there as well, and subscribe to our YouTube page. Click the notification bell so you never miss any of our strategy videos, and of course share this with a budding author in your network. Take care.